Welcome to morning yoga with Helena. Start by allowing the energy to flow by circling the hands inwards and circling the hands outwards. And as we're doing this, really feel into your body, become aware of how your fingers feel, become aware of the feeling on your fingertips, the feeling in your wrists, any sounds. Being able to really feel what is going on in the body. Becoming so still that you really notice everything there is to notice. And then we start with the elbows, circling inwards. So these loosening exercises in some schools of yoga are regarded even more important than the stretching, the asana itself, because they allow the energy to flow. They give free flow to the energy and also lubricate the joints. And then the other way. Just the elbows. And then the shoulders, circling the shoulders forward. Do it really gently, not forcing anything, just opening. Allowing spaciousness in the shoulders, around the shoulder blades, and then backwards. And breathing deeply as you do this. Inhale going up, exhale going down. So you can find your own rhythm, your own speed. And then do this alternately, one shoulder at a time. And then let your arms come along. And then really long arms, as if you were swimming backwards. And imagine your fingertips are connected to strings. And these strings are moving you, so you're moved by a force outside your body. And that force lengthens the arms and creates spaciousness in the shoulders, spaciousness in your spine. And you twist your body as you do this. Can you also feel your feet? Allow your feet to just sink into the ground, feeling your toes, feeling the space between the toes and the base of the toes, the ball of the foot. Okay, and then let that become smaller again. Inhale deeply, make yourself really, really long, stretching one arm at a time, stretching the sides of the body. Good. And then shake your hands. Shake your shoulders. And then let's start with the feet. So put all your weight on one foot and start circling the other foot. And as you do this, you can take your arms on the side and imagine that there's an energy grid around you that you're just resting the arms on. Our soul bodies, so to speak, that are holding us in space. So we're working with the energy in the body and the energy in the space. And that gives us the balance. And then circle the foot the other way. And then the knee going forward and backwards. Allow the shoulders to be really soft, no effort at all. If that means you need to take your arms a little lower and rest them there, as if you were holding on two invisible pillars, then do that lower. And then the hips. So coming inwards and outwards. And then if you can, swing the leg forward and backwards. Again, focusing on the spaciousness in the hips, in the knees. And then shake that leg out. Shake the arms out, shake the shoulders out. And then the other side. So allow yourself to really feel into that other foot, sinking the other foot to the ground, growing your roots into the ground. If you want to, make use of the energy grid around you again, and then circle the foot inwards. Breathing into the joints in your feet, also moving your toes a little. And then circling the other way. See if you can enjoy your body. Enjoy these movements. Doesn't matter if there's any cracking in the joints, just feeling into it. And if there are any aches and pains, meet them. Meet them gently. Don't go too far into them, but meet them. Just notice the sensation of them. And then the knee forward and backwards. And then the hips, rotating inwards. And rotating outwards. And then swinging forward and backwards, if that feels good for you. Good. Then shake that leg out. Shake the shoulders out again. Shake the hands out. Now shake your whole body. Allowing everything to release that needs to release. Good. Our shoulders have perhaps worked quite hard now. So let's take the arms together, interlink the hands, and rather than just going forward, make your arms round so you bring the shoulders into width. As if you were hugging a really big ball and you want to stretch your arms around that ball and feel that space between the shoulder blades and breathe into it. And if your body wants to do any movements, any playful movements, so I really like to take the spine a little bit from side to side above the hips as I'm doing this, but you might have your own playful movements you like to do. And then taking the arms back, elbows slightly lower than the shoulders, and feel that stretch along the front of the body. You can also, if you have a wall nearby, do this to a wall. So you're stretching away from a wall and do this one side at a time. And always staying on about 50 to 70% of the stretch so that you can relax into it. A good gauge is if you can still breathe in a relaxed way as you're doing these stretches, then you're about right. Just relaxing into them. Good. And then take the arms behind the body, one hand over the other. First lengthening downwards. And see if you can open the front of the body here, smiling from collarbone to collarbone. Sinking into the feet again, be aware of your feet. And let the arms just lengthen downwards. And then, if that is possible for you, without forcing anything, you can see if you can, on the next out breath, just go a little bit higher until you feel the 60 to 70% sensation. If you're already feeling that here, then just stay there and keep lengthening downwards. The opening here is much more important than how high you go. Breathing deeply. Allowing the ribcage to expand in all directions. Breathing into the belly region. Embracing the ground with your feet, with the soles of your feet. And then just let the arms hang for a moment. Allow the knees to fully relax. Lifting the solar plexus, relaxing the shoulders, lengthen the back of the neck. See if you can slightly shift the head backwards like a turtle coming into its shell, and then lengthening the back of the neck upwards. So it's this movement upwards here. And then as you lengthen the back of the neck upwards, you relax the shoulders down even more. And then with that length of the neck, if that is available to you, just let the head drop forward. Just allowing the weight of the head to come down at the front. And breathing into the back of the throat, into the back of the neck, creating spaciousness through your breath. Deep, expansive, spacious inhale. Long, relaxed, softening on the out breath. And then slowly, one vertebra at a time, come up again. And now take your arms up. And so the hands at the top can touch. And the shoulders are completely relaxed. And then you take one leg in front of the other. So let's say we're putting the right leg in front of the other so that the feet are kind of still next to each other. And if you have the right leg in front of the left leg, lengthen both sides of the belly, of the waist, lengthen both sides, and then allow your body to lengthen. And I'm saying that with purpose, lengthen, not bend, towards the left, so away from the leg that is at the front. And breathe deeply. So you might feel that stretch, not just in the waist, not just in the side of the trunk, but all the way down the leg to the IT band on the thigh. And then open again, coming back up. Let the arms come down, give the arms a break. Take the other leg forward. So the left leg in front of the right. Soften the shoulders down. Imagine a stream coming down the back. And then taking the arms to the side. Bringing the palms together. And if you have the left leg in front of the other, you stretch yourself to the right. And then again just noticing where is the sensation for you. Just meeting that sensation with your mind, with stillness. Allowing the sensation, allowing it to be only strong enough that you can still breathe in a relaxed way. And the main focus is just creating the space with your inhale. Noticing where the sensations are. And opening. So we're going to do a balance now for the front of the thigh, a stretch for the front of the thigh and a balance. So take your whole weight onto your left leg. Allow the roots to grow into your left leg. And just let go of your right foot for now. Just allowing the right foot to lift off the ground and come back again, lift off the ground and come back again, so that you really sink into the ground. And notice if your toes are gripping or if your toes can be relaxed. See if you can relax and lengthen your toes so you have maximum foundation on the ground. And then when you are ready, when you feel that your balance is established, grab hold of the ankle of your right leg. Pushing the hip slightly forward so you feel the stretch in the front of the thigh. Pull the navel in and up, lifting the ribcage away from the hips so the core is strong and firm. And again, if you want to make use of the invisible energy grid that is around you, it's like plugging in. So our bodies have light emissions that has been proven, and we know that with rebirthing we strengthen those light emissions, so we might just as well make use of them in yoga, coming into the law of effortless effort by using the space to support us. And then let go of the leg and just allow the leg to come to wherever it wants to come. It doesn't matter how high, wherever it can come, just with the open hip. And let your hands extend out to the side, imagining that there are strings on your fingertips, invisible strings that are holding you in space. And those strings are also feelers. So wherever your fingers are pointing at, you are feeling what the texture, temperature of that surface is. Allow your palms to become really alive. Then allow the palms to face forward. And imagine that those strings are connecting us all in a circle. So we're all standing in an invisible circle around the world right now, and those strings beyond our fingertips are connecting to each other's fingers. So we're doing a tree pose group hug right now. And then let the hands come closer to each other. From that group hug, bringing the love in to your heart. And allowing the hands to meet in front of the heart. And slowly release. Good. Other side. So take your weight onto whichever is your other leg. For me it's the right. Spread the toes so you have maximum foundation. Find spaciousness in your toes, and then slowly allowing yourself to just transfer the weight into the roots of that foot, imagining thousands, millions of little roots extending into earth, giving you structure, stability, safety. Pull the navel in and up, lift the ribcage away from the hips. And then when you are ready, grab hold of the ankle of your not balancing leg. And push the hips forward just enough so that you can feel a stretch in the front of the thigh. A bit of a stretch for the stomach meridian. For digestion, not just of our food that we might eat in breakfast in a moment, or maybe you've eaten already, but also digestion of events, digestion of emotions. Soften the shoulders. Notice if the shoulders are holding on or gripping at all. Notice if the toes are gripping. And then allowing that leg to come to the side, wherever it wants to go. It can even be down here on the ground, just giving you a little bit of extra balance, so wherever feels right. And then the fingertips connecting to those invisible strings that allow you to feel the texture, temperature, and support of the space around you. So you're held like a puppet in space. And then at some point you turn the palms forward, the warmth of the palms shining into the circle that we've created between us, and our fingertips are meeting through those invisible strings. Let the love flow between your fingertips and beyond. And then allow the palms to come towards each other, bringing the love in towards your heart, allowing the hands to meet. And allow yourself to become really still inside. To just notice what you notice. And slowly, gracefully allow the leg to come down. And now we'll go for a little bit on the ground to do some more stretches there. So come onto hands and knees. And for a moment, just take the time to loosen your spine. Maybe going from side to side, maybe circling the hips, maybe circling the shoulders. Just take a moment to tune in and be playful with your spine. Let your head hang down, dangling like a ragdoll. And then maybe you want to come a little bit back, maybe you want to come a little bit forward, making the movements a little bit bigger, just seeing what feels right for you. So between child pose and a back bend, just do whatever feels right for you. Maybe you even want to work with your shoulders, loosen the shoulders more, taking one arm up at a time. Allowing any movements that feel right for you right now, tuning in. And then after you've done that for a while, let's meet again with making the back round to the top into the hill position, letting the head hang, breathing through the back of the spine. And then starting from the tailbone, take the tailbone up, and one vertebra at a time. As you inhale, one vertebra at a time, bring your body into the valley position, and then take the chin forward. As soon as the inhale is finished, see if you can synchronize the movements of the breath. You allow the tailbone to tuck under, and one vertebra at a time, coming into the round hill position again. With the inhale, the tailbone goes up, one vertebra at a time, moving through, really getting to know each and every vertebrae and the space in between. Again, enjoying your body, giving your body the love, giving your body the space to be. See if you can really isolate as much as you possibly can to move with one vertebra at a time. Taking your time to take it slow. And allow that to come to an end. And then take your left leg back like this. Tuck the toes under and stretch the heel away from you, so you feel a stretch in the calf muscle. If you need to bolster your knee on the ground here, then please get something. So I have these blocks, but you can take a cushion or anything and just put it under your knee if you need that. And then feel the stretch in your calf muscle. And then notice exactly where in your calf you are feeling this. And then keeping the heel in the same position, bend your knee just a millimeter or something. Keeping the heel stretched away, bend your knee just a millimeter. And then you should feel the stretch a little further down towards the lower calf muscle and the Achilles tendon. And make sure that if your body needs any other movements, if you need to relax your head more, if you need to relax your shoulders, please follow that. You are the boss, you know your body best. And then take the leg up as gracefully as you possibly can, imagining the space is moving your leg, the space is holding your leg and helping you. You put that leg forward to wherever that feels good for you. How are we for time? Okay. And then come forward and backwards. As you come forward, make sure your knee does not go beyond your ankle. If your knee is going beyond your ankle, that means that you're far more flexible in the hip than you think, and you can take your foot a little further forward. Because if you're going to this position, that's not so good for your knee. So make sure you have that angle nice and open here. And allow your breath to flow deeply as you nourish the hip joints and as you loosen the hip flexor. And then at some point, stay forward and feel the stretch in the hip flexor of the front hip of the back leg. The hip flexor starts in the middle of the spine and goes through all the way to the inside of the back leg. See where you can feel that hip flexor and breathe into it. Just meeting the sensation. It doesn't have to be super strong. Just meeting the sensation and breathing into it. Again, if any movements are feeling necessary, are feeling good for you, please follow that. You can even take your arms on the inside of the leg and come a little lower down if that feels good for you. And then come back up. Bring the hips back, but keep the foot forward. Keep the foot really relaxed. And just to increase a bit of the relaxation on your foot, wriggle your toes. And now you should feel the leg on the back of your thigh. If you are not feeling that, then take the sitting bones a little higher up. Then you should be feeling it. And let the foot completely relax. See if you can move your little toe as you're wriggling your toes. Good. Bring that leg back. Change the block around, or the cushion if you have something under your knee, and then take your right leg back. Lengthening the heel away from you, tucking the toes under, feeling the stretch in the calf muscle. Make sure you have your shoulders away from the ears so you have spaciousness in the neck. And then slightly bending the knee, just a millimeter or so, and then you will feel the stretch going lower to the lower calf muscle and the Achilles tendon. Lifting the leg as gracefully as you can muster it, as if space was moving you. Take the foot forward and come forward and backwards. Again, making sure that you have enough spaciousness in your knee so that your knee does not go beyond your ankle. So if your knee goes beyond your ankle, take the foot a little further forward. And then stay forward, feeling the stretch in the hip flexor of the back leg. Noticing exactly where you feel the sensation. The hip flexor is a muscle that goes through 3 energy centers, 3 chakras, the solar plexus, the sacral, and the roots. So it could even be when you do the stretch that emotions come up for you, just noticing them, being with them. If the pose is inviting you to be playful, just follow that. And then slowly walking back with the hands, letting the front foot relax. And if you need to, taking the sitting bones a little higher if you're not feeling the stretch in the back of the thigh yet. And then just to make sure the foot is completely relaxed, giving to gravity, circle or wriggle your toes. And then last stretch for today. Come onto your back. If you need the cushion under your head, please do that. And take your feet quite wide. And just let the knees go from side to side, bringing openness into the spine. And then just let the feet come to one side, the knees come to one side. And if you feel a stretch in the spine here already, in the muscles alongside the spine, then please stay with that. If you are not feeling that, then you can take the back leg a little higher and just let it come down to the ground here. You might also be feeling that on the outside of the hips, on the buttocks there. So just breathe wherever the sensation is for you. And adjust, maybe experiment a little bit with the position of the legs until you can maybe also feel that spinal twist, and breathe into that. Breathe into whatever sensation you are feeling. Let that come to an end and come back, bringing your feet a little wider, coming from side to side, opening those joints in the lower spine. And then allowing the legs to come to the other side, if you're already feeling it in the spine, in the hips, in the buttocks. Be with that, breathe with that. And if not, just adjust, taking the back leg a little higher until you feel the sensation, and then just be with that. Breathe into it. Allow your breath to slow down and be with the sensation. And then come back to the middle, stretch your legs out. Take your arms by the side of your body, shoulders away from the ears, palms facing up. And if that feels good for you, Just take a few breaths, just in corpse pose now. Allowing your back, your legs, your head, your arms, your hands to just give themselves to gravity. Deep inhale, expand. With the out breath, just releasing, trusting your body fully to gravity. Trusting your weight to the support of the earth. Letting go of any holding. And just being with your breath. And then take your legs into your hands, into your arms, allowing the weight of the legs to sink into your body, just allowing the legs to go from side to side, giving your back a little massage, rolling from side to side. And then taking your hands on the inside of the knees, just allowing the knees to drop outwards. If it is available for you at this point, come with your arms through the middle and grab hold of your inner ankles into the frog pose, pushing with your elbows very slightly, pushing the inside thighs outwards until you feel a gentle stretch on the inner thighs. As you do this, just allow your head to go from side to side, bringing spaciousness to your neck. Breathing into the inner thighs, deep inhale. Releasing out breath. And then take the left leg to the ground, put the right leg sideways on top, grab hold of your left thigh so you feel the stretch on the outer thigh here. I'm just going to turn around so you can see this. So feeling the stretch there. Allow the shoulders to completely sink into the ground. If this holding onto the thigh is a problem for you, just bring a chair and put it underneath your leg. So you can rest your calf muscle on that chair, then you can just hold this pose passively. Keep the legs in that position and just allow the legs to come down. So your right foot comes down to the ground on the left. Take the arms out to the side and just notice what you notice. You can here slightly adjust. Take this a little higher, take this a little lower. See where this pose feels nice for you so that you can engage and meet a sensation. The sensation might be on your outer thigh, it might be around your spine. Take a moment to really be playful and notice what you notice. Again, you can take your head from side to side if that feels good. It's bringing spaciousness to the neck region. Or just rest to one side. And then come back to the middle. Change the whole thing round. Take the other leg sideways on top, so the outside of the ankle comes onto the thigh. Again, if you need a chair, just placing the leg on the chair like this, or grabbing hold of your right thigh, hugging the right thigh like this. And allow the shoulders to completely relax. There is no effort in the arms, just wrapping round and allowing the shoulders to hang. Let the foot be completely relaxed. You can even be playful with your foot there. coming up and down with the knees, whatever feels right. An invitation to just be with your body and do what feels good for you. Let the shoulders completely go, no effort. Just arriving home in your body. And then take the foot to the ground, keeping the legs in that position, coming from side to side. Noticing the sensation also on the foot, on the soles of the foot, of the leg that is in contact with the ground. Noticing how the sensation goes from inner edge through the soles to the outer edge of the foot, until at some point you allow the legs to just come down to the side with the knee pointing up. And then here you can experiment what feels good for you, a little further away, a little further up. It is a stretch for the upper hip flexor, so more towards the middle of the spine, but some of you might be feeling it more in this region again. Whatever it is, just breathe into it, because whatever you're feeling is probably the area that is more tight and that needs more attention, that needs more love. And you bring the love to it by breathing into it. Creating spaciousness around the sensation. Allowing the rest of the body to completely relax. And because this is short morning yoga, this is where we're going to finish. You could decide if you would like to have your meditation and breathing lying down or sitting up. I am going to sit up. And sit, if you are sitting, preferably on a bolster or on a cushion, so that you have spaciousness in your hip flexor. Ideally, your knees should be lower than your hips. So I'm sitting in Siddhasana, groin, heel, heel, like this, but you can sit in any comfortable cross-legged position. You can also sit in thunderbolt pose, Vajrasana, even that with a cushion behind to sit on. So just find whatever position is best for you, or you can lie down on the ground in corpse pose where we were lying earlier. If you are sat, take the flesh away from the sitting bones, taking the sitting bones a little back. Open the front of the body. Give your arms to gravity. Also, if you're lying on the ground, just giving the arms to gravity next to your body. Spaciousness between the ears and the shoulders. Imagining the crown, a funnel at the top of the crown, where light is flowing in. The light of guidance from your higher self flowing into your body, and you are receiving that. Receive, inhale it into your body. Breathing out, softening into earth. Noticing every breath, expanding the ribcage in all directions, expanding the belly region in all directions. And as you breathe out, just relax. Just time for you and your breath, being fully present with every nuance of your breath. finding that still point inside. You allow the crown to continue receiving that light as you take your awareness to the heart, finding the still point in the heart. Then nourishing the heart space with your breath. Taking a moment to feel grateful for your body, every molecule, every cell of who you are. Taking a moment to appreciate everything that you are. Every cell, every thought, every feeling. Part of your human journey. And if any emotions come up that are unpleasant, or any thoughts, or any sensations, see if you can just breathe into them to start with. Noticing if it's an emotion, where the emotion is in your body, and breathe into that. If it's a thought, also notice where the thought is in your body. If there is a physical manifestation, a physical sensation. Just allowing it its space. This is how you can reframe the emotions rather than labeling them as unpleasant. Being with the unpleasantness rather than fighting it, and then it might transform into something else as you meet it. As you embrace it. Embracing all of you. Allowing all of you. That is the unconditional love of the heart. Gratitude, appreciation, and allowing yourself this moment just as it is. And if you can truly drop into that unconditional love, that is where healing happens. Because when you love yourself as you are, that is when you know yourself. That is when you know who you are. And you are a manifestation of the divine. Everything else is just personality. That stillness inside. And those feelings around. Those thoughts around. Are just the ripples. Allowing the ripples to be. And loving it all just the same. Allow the roots to grow into earth from your back, feeling your connection to the ground. Allowing earth to nourish you. Allowing yourself to feel worthy of the nourishment from life itself. Allowing yourself to be held and supported. Allow yourself to feel safe. Trusting that all your needs will be looked after. Looking at this present moment and your future with love. I will chant a mantra to conclude this session, but you can then lie there for as long as that feels right for you. Om Asatu Ma Satgamaya Tamasu Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaste.